And I want to advise everyone that this is being recorded, and we will provide this to everyone within the week. I'd like to thank all of the attendees and the participating societies for attending our SOS, and I'd like to welcome you to the first sharing of our societies. There have been so many people working in the background for the success of just this time. I would like to personally thank Cynthia Bixby, Bev Sheely, Janet Walker, Jolie Potts, Sue Fitzpatrick, and Davina Littman. We are extending our thanks to NSDOAF for hosting and coordinating this event, for their generous contribution of this webinar. Sandy Bassett will give our opening prayer.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we offer prayers of praise for all our societies. We give thanks for the opportunity to gather today to celebrate all the efforts put forth by the members of all our societies. With great hope, we continue our work into the future to help all these organizations to grow, to prosper, to be successful. May our good works and dedicated service enhance the lives of those in our communities and throughout the world. In your Son's most holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Before we start, I would like to remind all societies that you have 2 minutes to speak. You will be given a bell will ring at 1 minute and 45 seconds, and then you will hear a second at 2 minutes. Please finish your sentence and go. If once you go over, I will mute you if you continue. Before we start, please mute all cell phones if you are not speaking. Our timekeeper today, thank you so much, is Jolie Potts. We were going to have 2, and she's going to actually be able to do both of them. So she will be giving the societies 1 ring at 1 minute and 45 seconds and 1 at 2 minutes. We have 25 societies represented today. We are so happy to see all of you. Our Master of Ceremonies is Glenn Martin. Glenn will introduce each speaker and their society, and then he will continue with the next one. There should be about 15 seconds between each of the ending and the beginning. Our societies have given permission for the recording of this SOS. So you will each be able to have a copy of this when we make it into a YouTube. A few moments ago, we had 472 registered attendees. And right now you have 214 attendees on the screen. It is my apologies. Attendees, again, you may use the question and answer at the bottom of the screen to contact any of you. It is my pleasure again to introduce Glenn Martin, Master of Ceremonies, and Glenn will be doing a toast after the end. It is what he customarily does, so make sure you have your water, your wine, your Coke, or whatever. Glenn Martin, please.
Thank you, Madam President National. I'm Glenn Martin, National Toastmaster of the Descendants of American Farmers and today's Master of Ceremonies. It's my pleasure to direct today's Share Our Societies presentations. We have an amazing turnout this morning. We're up to 223, and I think everyone is ready. So without further ado, let's get rolling. I apologize in advance to anyone whose name I mispronounce, and I ask that you please correct me as necessary for both my own edification and for everyone listening. Our first society is the National Society Descendants of Textile Workers, presented by Mary Brown. Ms. Brown.
Hello, I am from the National Society of the Descendants of Textile Workers of America. This society was founded to recognize all of those people who have made our country great through the Industrial Revolution, the non-military revolution. These people have expended their their tears, their blood to go onto this. We take not only people who work in the mills, but we also and have the mill owners. We have members that are the farmers that produce the fibers that we use. We're trying to address the whole scope. We have a permanent honor roll, both published in our yearbook and on our website. We have purposely kept our dues at $10 a year. We do not want to be an elite society. We want to be for the common person, because it was the common person who was involved in the textile workers. And I thank you. If you need any information, if you would like any information, textileworker.com. And if you ask any questions, we will be glad to get right back to you. And thank you for inviting us to participate today, Janie Sue.
Glenn's muted.
Glenn, let us find out what's wrong, please.
I got it. Sorry. I muted myself just in case there was background noise. Thank you very much, Ms. Brown. Our next society is the National Society Descendants of Early First Responders, presented by Cynthia Bixby. Ms. Bixby.
Thank you, Glenn. I'm the national president for Descendants of Early First Responders. Our membership is open to men, women, and children of any age who descend either lineally or collaterally from a first responder between July 4th, 1776 and July 4th, 1914. A first responder may have served in the military, volunteered, or been employed as a firefighter, doctor, nurse, medic, or in law enforcement, and any of the various titles of those fields. The object of the society is to identify and honor the memory of our early ancestors that were engaged in emergency services, produce and distribute publications relating to the history and genealogy of those ancestors, and provide funds for charities in law enforcement, medical, and firefighting personnel. Our membership is a one-time fee. It's $225. That includes your certificate of membership, regular insignia, and your choice of either a charm or a miniature insignia. We're currently accepting applications for charter membership, and that has a special insignia denoting that it's a charter member. And I think we have like 55 charter memberships still available. And our website, earlyfirstresponder.com, has information about the society and our applications. We have a short form and a long form. You can use your application from other approved societies for membership. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bixby. Our next organization is the National Huguenot Society, presented by, where'd it go? Janet Walker. I should know this one. Ms. Walker.
Thank you, Glenn. Our society was formed to pay tribute to and honor our Huguenot ancestors. The Huguenots were Protestants in France who were persecuted and massacred for their religious beliefs. They desired freedom, and many immigrated to other countries, and certainly the colonies, who were looking for the type of men and women that the Huguenots were. They were skilled artisans and tradesmen. They were religious. They were educated. The colonies encouraged them to come to such places as Charleston, South Carolina, Manikintown near Richmond, Virginia, New Paltz, New York, Pennsylvania, and others. Now, many of you may wonder if you have a Huguenot ancestor. Let me quickly give you just a few surnames of Huguenot ancestry: Dozier, Bennett, Crockett, Delano, Depp, Dismukes, Dumas, DuPont, Gaylord, Gary, Hardin, Lamar, Lanier, Lewis, Marion, Martin, Pickens, Roberts, Rogers, and so many other anglicized French names. Our society publishes lineage books, which often list children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren of the Huguenot ancestors so that prospective members can easily connect You'll find these books at your library, hopefully, or if not, they're for sale on our website store. Now, why would we go to the trouble and expense of publishing these books? Because we want you to find your Huguenot ancestor and become a member. We have 25 state societies, some of which have chapters. We have members at large in the other 25 states and are always looking to start a new state society. Some large states have chapters. We give scholarships to students, sponsor youth contests, and award money to authors of Huguenot history. We welcome and treasure our new members and look forward to hearing from many of you and helping you to join. Current requirements are at least 16 years of age, a Protestant, and lineally descended from a Huguenot who immigrated prior to 28 November 1787. Thank you so much for having the National Huguenot Society.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Our next organization is the Order of the First Families of New Hampshire, presented by Sherry Worrell. Ms. Worrell. She's muted, Madam President.
Now am I? Okay. Order of the First Families of New Hampshire went from a thought to realization in October 2009. Our annual meeting is held with Order of the First Families of Maine as an afternoon tea in Washington, D.C. Our next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, April 12th. Our logo is all about New Hampshire, including symbols for timber, forestry, fur trapping, seaport, church, for Reverend Stephen Batchelor, who founded the first church in Hampton and the first 5 permanent settlements. Membership inquiries are welcome. A list of acceptable activities for eligibility and a non-exhaustive ancestor list is on our website. Membership is extended to men and women 18 years of age or older who are lineal descendants of an ancestor who was a resident, owned land, conducted a business or trade, or performed military or civil services between 1622 and 1680 within the boundaries of present-day New Hampshire. Every year, we donate to the Leonard K. Dodge Fund at the New Hampshire Historical Society in Concord, New Hampshire. This fund is for the acquisition of genealogical material. We currently have 210 members from 40 states, Washington, D.C., Canada, and England. Our very reasonable life membership fee is $250, along with a $35 non-refundable application fee. Life membership includes a certificate, our newsletter, and a yearbook. Approved lineage papers from other hereditary societies or orders may be acceptable for submission upon consideration and approval by the Registrar General. We welcome all who are eligible to join our lineage group. If you are eligible and interested, please contact our Registrar General or myself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Worrell. Our next organization is the Winthrop Society, being presented by Ann C. Henninger. Ms. Henninger.
Good afternoon. I'm the president of the Winthrop Society, which is made up of those who have proven descent from the first settlers of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. It is open to any adults whose ancestor came as a passenger on the Winthrop fleet, or anyone who settled in the Massachusetts Bay Colony and down east on or before the 31st of December, 1640. This is the period of time known as the Great Migration. The passenger must have lived in the colony for one continuous year, not in Plymouth Colony. For example, the town of Mount Wollaston, which became Braintree, was part of Plymouth Colony until well past the time of the Great Migration. The Winthrop Society will only accept record copy applications from another lineage society with the approval of the registrar, and we do not accept DNA. Interested applicants are encouraged to start their research with the Great Migration series by Robert Charles Anderson. Fees for initial membership and supplemental applications are delineated on our website. We use the funds generated by applications and supplementals to support various educational endeavors related to the history of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. For example, this year we made charitable contributions to the Partnership of Historic Boston, the Congressional Library and Archives, and the New England Historic Genealogical Society. Interested applicants will find our application and contact information on our website, winthropsociety.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Henninger. Our next organization is the Order of the Descendants of Native Americans and Friends, presented by Gail Cohen. Ms. Cohen.
Am I on?
Now you are.
Okay. Membership in the Order of Descendants of Native Americans and Friends is extended to men and women who are at least 18 years old. They need to be lineal descendant of a Native American or a friend of a Native American who provided a passive activity to a Native American within the United States of America prior to 1900. Passive activities would include teacher, trader, trading post owner or operator, witness or signer of deeds, agents, translators, wampum stringer, employer of Indians, protectors, interpreters, negotiators, explorers, trappers, or a Mayflower ancestor who was alive in 1621 when the New Plymouth Colony, Wampanoag Peace Treaty was signed. Native American ancestry needs to be proved to one ancestor who is a recognized member of a Native American tribe in the United States of America prior to 1900. We will be meeting annually in April in Washington, D.C. at a local restaurant. We will have a light dinner, business meeting, a speaker, a game of time, and a lot of fun. We donate to Indian schools to help students in need of supplies, clothing, and textbooks. And for any other further information, please check out our website or contact me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Cohen. Our next organization is the National Society Descendants of Early Quakers, presented again by Ann Henninger. Ms. Henninger.
Thank you. I am the National Presiding Clerk of the National Society Descendants of Early Quakers, which is made up of those who have established descent, either lineal or collateral, from an early member, 1835 or earlier, of the Society of Friends. Current members of the Society of Friends may join as a friend of friends. Please note the National Society Descendants of Early Quakers has no official affiliation with the Society of Friends. The purpose of our society is to promote historic research related to the Society of Friends in the United States, to promote scholarly efforts to preserve Quaker family records and documents, and to promote appreciation and recognition of the accurate and extensive family records kept by the Society of Friends. With that in mind, once during each administration, we publish Plain Language, which contains general articles of interest on early friends in America, as well as lineage information. Applicants must provide documentary proof of their ancestor being a member of the Society of Friends based upon primary sources. We have only one category of membership, which is life membership, and supplemental applications are also accepted. We do not accept approved applications from other lineage societies, nor do we accept DNA. Those interested in membership should contact our national corresponding clerk at kpogo1@gmail.com for an application and instructions. Funds generated by the submission of applications and supplementals enable us to send an annual donation to one of the Quaker libraries in the United States or the United Kingdom. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Henninger. Our next organization is the Hereditary Society of Teachers, presented again by Gail Cohen. Ms. Cohen.
Good afternoon. The Hereditary Society of Teachers was formed to honor all those who taught in what is now considered the boundaries of the United States of America. Membership is limited to men and women who are 18 years of age or older and are a lineal descendant of a school teacher. They must be proven to have conducted classic curriculum lessons on United States soil or obtained a teaching certificate or a degree in education in any of the 17th through 21st centuries. This includes tutor, governess, headmaster, headmistress, professor, or instructor. A golden apple will be awarded to any member who can prove ancestry for 4 consecutive centuries. A supplemental only will be submitted for any member who is presently a teacher. We meet annually in April in Washington, D.C. Each year, we donate to not only schools that are undergoing historic reconstruction to aid in keeping our history alive and available to all, but also to those schools in dire need of repairs to keep them up and educating students. Thank you.
Thank you again, Ms. Cohen. Our next organization is the National Society Sons and Daughters of Antebellum Planters, 1607 to 1861, presented by Tim Mabey, Mr. Mabey, and I apologize if I mispronounced your name.
You did well. Thank you very much. I am Tim Mabey, the President General, National Society Sons and Daughters of Antebellum Planters, 1607 to 1783. More commonly known, we're known as planters. Our society was formed in 1997, is almost 24 years old. We are a lineage society of just over 500 fellows and daughters, and ancestors were listed at one time by the Census Bureau. And before there was Census Bureau, there are land titles and land grants for acreage of 500 acres or more. Most people initially think that you may find these eligible ancestors only in the South. But you must remember that when this country was first settled, there were no highways, and the waterways and shorelines were the methods of travel. And many early settlers owned a sliver of land on the shore of a river that stretched sometimes a mile or more inland. So you may have an ancestor that qualifies that you had no idea would qualify you. Like most societies, this group also collects and preserves what it can of the antebellum era and its property owners. We also now are placing plaques on still existing properties that have lasted through time. Just last May, we placed a plaque at Ellerslie in Millbrook, Alabama, a National Historic Place. 10 years ago, we produced a book of member lineages for the first 250 members, and today we are in the process of putting together an additional book of the next 250 members. Also, we hope that that would be helpful for people looking up their ancestors, and that these names would be in hopefully in a book in a library near you or available from us online. Membership is available to anyone over the age of 18. The ancestor may be direct, lineal, or collateral, a brother, a sister, an uncle, or an aunt. Lifetime dues are $230, supplemental fees are $25, and certificates are available for purchase as well. Many more details and information may be found on our website, and that's http://antebellumplanters.org. I thank you very much for being here and listening to us today. It may say on the website and other places for this organization and others that application is by invitation only. I think if you mentioned that you were on this program today, that you would find that we would be more than happy to get you an application and information on how to fill that out. Our registrar is David C. Smith. His contact information is on our website. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mabey. Our next organization is the Hereditary Order of the Families of the Presidents and First Ladies of America, presented again by Gail Cohen. Ms. Cohen.
As the President or First Lady of any of the following: the Continental Congress of the United Colonies of America, the Continental Congress of the United States of America, the United States of America in Congress assembled, the United States of America under the Constitution of the United States, the Republic of West Florida, the Republic of Texas, the Republic of California, the Vermont Republic, the Republic of Hawaii, and the Confederate States of America. Any adult person 18 years or older who can prove a connection by blood to a president or first lady either through direct descent or through a common ancestor, who settled in or was born in an area that is now recognized as part of the United States of America, is eligible for annual, life, junior, or memorial membership. We meet annually in Washington, D.C. in April. After outgrowing the Woodrow Wilson House, we now meet at the historic Willard Hotel near the White House. It boasts of hosting every president since Zachary Taylor. We will be meeting in the Grand Ballroom for high tea, wonderful favors, a short business meeting, a fun activity if time permits, and a great deal of fun and socializing. All who come to the tea will receive a special program designed just for you. For specific information of joining and getting an application, please check our website or contact me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cohen. Our next organization is the Order of Descendants of Colonial Physicians and Chirurgeons, presented by Davine Roberts. Ms. Roberts.
Thank you so much. I am Davine Roberts, and I'm representing the Order of Descendants of Colonial Physicians and Chirurgeons. As some of you know, chirurgeons is just an archaic term for surgeons. We also accept ancestors who were midwives and barbers. So if you have any of these in your line, please put in your application. Our society is almost 50 years old, and it was set up in honor of colonial physicians, chirurgeons, and midwives. Of course, barbers were added a couple of years later. The order recognizes their faithful adherence to duty and commemorates their years of service dedicated to humanity, which earned for them the high esteem in their community. Without these early practitioners, many colonists would not have survived to become our ancestors. The fee is a nominal fee these days. It's $200 for lifetime membership. You can't beat that. Of course, membership is from 18 upwards. We usually meet at the University Club in DC every April. And we have a wonderful website. Please visit us. It's Colonial Physicians and Chirurgeons.org. If you need an application, I can put you in touch with the right person. Also on the front page is my contact information. And we just need to honor our ancestors. And of course, our organization starts at honoring those who were living, and you can prove from 1607 to 1783. And we just look forward to getting more members. We now have 625, and please come and join us. We have loads of fun. I'm hoping we can meet in person coming April, and I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody who's a member and to get new members. So it was a joy speaking to you today, and please do get in touch with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Roberts. Our next organization is the National Society Descendants of American Railroad Workers, being presented by Amanda Morris. Ms. Morris.
Hello, my name is Amanda Morris. I'm the founder of the Descendants of Railroad Workers. We are brand new, just started this year, and we have almost 100 members. We're waiting on lucky 100, so maybe that'll be you. Acceptable service is from 1825 to 1945 inclusive, and it's for anybody who worked. We don't have an exhaustive list of positions because there were so many different ways that people worked for the railroad. But some examples of ancestors that have already been honored are laborers, engineers, foremen, clerks, attorneys, people who donated land, baggage handlers, postal clerks, and business side employees of the railroad. Our membership is for direct descent only at this time. We might expand to collateral. It's something we're exploring. And we do have a junior membership, but regular membership is 18 and over. Service can be in the United States, Canada, or Mexico. As of right now, we only have US, but both of those will also be accepted. Because we feel strongly that adoptive children are formed by the values of the family they're adopted into, we also accept adoptive descendants. We only have a long form application, but you can use a verified application. You just have to cite that application from another society and you don't have to recopy all of the proofs. We have an insignia, which is included in the $225 life membership fee. It's our only membership is life. We also have a branch bar charm, ancestor bars, and some pins that are in the works. Our hope is that we're going to identify some historical preservation charities that we focus on railroads, including some museums, small local museums that have been struggling due to COVID, who could benefit from a donation. Our website is www.nsdrailroad.com. We have a lot of information on there, and we're hoping to meet in person in April of next year. Maybe if any society on here wants to double up as smaller groups to try to get a bigger space, let me know, because that might be something we're looking into. And we accept inquiries. So if you're interested, feel free to contact us at any time. And if you're looking for sources of employment in the railroad, there are pension file indexes on Ancestry. There's also census records and newspaper articles and obituaries and employment ID cards. All sorts of proof have been sent in by applicants, and it's all reviewed case by case. So if you think that your proof is a little bit weak or something, just let me know and we can see what we can do. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Morris. Our next organization is the Guild of Colonial Artisans and Tradesmen, 1607 to 1783, presented again by Tim Mabey. Mr. Mabey.
Hello again. Tim Mabey, President General of the Guild of Artisans and Tradesmen, 1607 and 1783, more commonly known as the Guild. Otherwise, it's quite a mouthful and a lot of typing. Our society was formed in 2004 and almost 20 years old now. We are a lineage society of about 300 people right now. All came to the United States, which wasn't the United States, it was America at the time, and a new country. But most of these people were sometimes engineered to come over and invited to come over because of certain skills. There were needs for a blacksmith in a community, needs for textile workers, needs for all those other skills. Every community sometimes was engineered. It's kind of like a college campus where you need to have actors and football players and a trombone player. So we have divided those categories into 6 categories. Arts, that might be an artist, a musician, an author, or an engraver, and many more. A provisioner, somebody that made edibles or made soap, or they made candles out of wax, or a grist miller. Some type of smith, a gunsmith, or a blacksmith. Somebody, a category of textiles, a shoemaker, a tailor or weaver, and many more. Tradesman or a merchant. Then another category is a wright, a house builder or a shipwright, somebody like that. If you have a list of ancestors that have a skill that you don't have any idea which category they might fit into, we have a handy dictionary available online to assist you. Our website can be very helpful to you in many ways. Use it as a reference when you're looking for definitions, or also for names of ancestors that have already been approved. They're readily available and identified with their skills. And sometimes those ancestors had more than just one skill. So that's always an easy way to do it initially. And then if you're looking to add supplementals, you can do that as well. The society is unique in that way, and you can find their ancestor and their skills becomes a challenge, but all those different skills, if you can find somebody that has all of those skills, they become a master guilder. And once you have that master guild opportunity approved, you can then purchase additional charms for your insignia, and those charms are online for you to see as well, what they look like. Membership is available to anyone initially descended and lineally descended, not a cousin or an uncle or an aunt, and be 18 or over. Lifetime dues are $300, supplemental fees are $50, and certificates are also available for sale. And I've got another page here. And if you're listed, if you're interested in joining, David Grinnell, who is also on this call here today, would be happy to send you instructions and an application. His contact information is available online at guildcolonialartsandtrades.weebly.com. And if you Google it, it will also come up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mabey. Our next organization is the Descendants of Cape Cod Island, being presented by Kimberly Nagy. Dr. Nagy. Oh, she's muted, Madam President.
I think her speaker's not working. Glenn, would you also verify that we did not miss Devine Roberts speaking about colonial physicians?
Oh, okay. Is that the next? Was that supposed to be next?
Yes, please.
Okay.
We can look again.
Oh, no, she spoke number 11.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Kim. Kim, a lot of static. Kim, there's too much static.
Dr. Nagy, we're unable to hear you.
This was working.
Now we can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that.
No worries.
All right, let me try this again. I'm the founding Registrar General of the Descendants of Cape Cod and the Islands. Our society was founded in 2015 by Sherry Worrell to honor our ancestors who lived, worked, owned land, or were otherwise active on Cape Cod, Nantucket, or Martha's Vineyard. Our charitable mission is accomplished by donations to organizations on the Cape or the islands, such as the Highland Lighthouse in Truro, which is behind me, or the Brewster Historical Society in Brewster. We accomplish our educational mission through our newsletter, The Lighthouse, which is published 3 times per year and contains many interesting articles about our ancestors, as well as the history of the area. We also learn about the Cape and the islands at our annual meeting. We attempt to meet every fall on either the Cape or one of the islands for a weekend of fellowship and touring historic sites in the area. Unfortunately, those plans have been derailed recently. Membership in our society requires documentation of a lineal connection to an ancestor who was on Cape Cod, Nantucket, or Martha's Vineyard prior to December 31st, 1699. Both males and females may join. We do accept record copies from other societies and have recently extended membership to descendants of all Mayflower passengers. We offer only a lifetime membership of $285, which includes the application fee and certificate. Currently, we have over 180 members, and we would love to have you join us. If you are interested, send me an email and I will be happy to send you an application. Looking forward to seeing you on the Cape. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nagy. Our next organization is the Louisiana Colonials, being presented by Linda Moreau. Ms. Moreau.
Hello, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be with you today and tell you about a lesser known society, which is the Louisiana Colonials. My name is Linda Moreau, and I'm currently the president of the organization. We are a little different from many of the other American lineage societies because our focus is on the other colonial America, French colonial America. The Louisiana Colonials was organized by a group of prominent New Orleanians on April 3rd, 1917. So we are over 100 years old. We are a registered nonprofit 501c3 organization. You may be interested to know that one of our founders was the granddaughter of General P.G.T. Beauregard, who was a resident of New Orleans until his death. Membership in the society is open to any person who can prove direct lineal descent from an ancestor, male or female, who was present in the Louisiana province before or at the time of its cession to the United States of America on April 30, 1803. So that is before the Louisiana Purchase. Membership is by invitation, but inquiries are allowed and welcomed. Currently, we have members in 16 states and the District of Columbia. We are also part of the Gavel Society. Louisiana Colonials is our state's version of a First Families Society. We were founded to perpetuate the memory and spirit of the men and women from all walks of life who were identified with the colonization of French Louisiana before it became part of the U.S. This encompasses a huge land area, including modern-day Detroit, down the Mississippi River to French settlements in Missouri and Illinois, Arkansas, and what is now the state of Louisiana. We have developed a standard fill-in-the-blank application that can be done on the computer, printed out, and mailed with your proofs to our registrar. Another thing that makes us a little different is that at this time, we do not offer a life membership. We collect very modest dues on a yearly basis. At this time, the cost to join is a $15 application fee and first year dues of $25 for a total of $40. This fee includes a nice membership certificate and the Society's yearbook, which is published every year. Membership insignia and a branch charm are currently being developed for our members and would be an optional purchase. You will also be interested to know that we accept previously approved applications from other lineage societies that document the lineage you're using for Louisiana Colonials at the discretion of our registrar. If you think you might be interested in becoming a member, the first step is to send an inquiry email to our registrar. Her email address is mahellin@aol.com or mahellyn@aol.com, or you can contact me directly. Tell her that you are interested in membership and include a basic resume that tells us a little bit about your work, your education, and most importantly, your lineage society background. Be sure to tell us about any other societies you belong to and what leadership positions you may have held in them. Upon approval by our board of directors, you will then be issued an invitation for membership accompanied by our application. Approval tends to be speedy and easy, and I sincerely hope that you will contact us if you are interested in membership in the Louisiana Colonials. We offer 4 regular meetings and 2 luncheons every year in the New Orleans area. We give a preservation award, mark historic graves and sites. I hope you will join us. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Ms. Moreau. Our next organization is the Society Descendants of Lady Godiva, being presented by Sharon Stein. Ms. Stein.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I am the lady president of the Society, the Descendants of the Lady Godiva. And I want to say it's a fun group. We have over 300 members. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to meet for the last couple of years, so we are planning a very fun time in April in Washington, we hope. Our society is, of course, educational, literary, charitable, and we do use other applications at the discretion of our genealogist, who is Tracy Crocker. If you go on our website, you can email him and ask him about the descendants. We have gateway ancestors listed. If you have a gateway, it's so much easier going through. And I think that was one of the questions somebody said. We do list the gateways on our website. In April, we will have a tea. And one of the books that we do use is Richardson's Royal Ancestry. So if you have that, you can trace all the way back to Lady Godiva, who I've just been informed by one of the people that Lady Godiva may not have ridden through Coventry as they have said, but we are hoping, please don't laugh. We are hoping that it is true. There is a statue of her. And we've also seen a beautiful painting with Tom peeping out of a window. And someone informed me that peeping Tom, we remember that from everywhere, but not everybody knows who Lady Godiva was. And we are trying to tell everyone who Lady Godiva really was. She was a owner of land, and she was not happy with her husband, the way he was treating the tenants of her land. And this is why she rode through the streets protesting his treatment of her people. And like I said, we are a lineage society, and please go to our website and look for Tracy Crocker's genealogist, and he will be glad to help you. And it's a very easy application, and he will accept record copies of other groups. Thank you so much for having me. And I think I just finished my 2 minutes.
Thank you, Ms. Stein. Our next organization is the Order of the First Families of Maryland, being presented by Christos Christo Jr. Mr. Christo.
Thank you, Glenn, for the introduction. We'd like to thank everyone for attending this and learning about the different organizations. I am the President General of the Order of the First Families of Maryland. We were incorporated back in 2000. We now have over 540 members in almost 40 states. We recognize the descendants of those who founded Maryland. So you must be a blood descendant of an ancestor who aided in the establishment of Maryland before 1734, which is within the first 100 years, or a direct descendant of George Calvert. You have to be 18 years old. We do have life membership options, and about half of our members have selected that. It's a modest amount. We do accept supplemental applications for those additional ancestors that you may want to honor. We do post our qualifying ancestors on our website, so you can see those that have already been approved. There is no single source of other ancestors. However, there are multiple publications, such as the Biographies of Maryland Legislature, that gives good resources and documentation. And also, we will assist you if you have one that you need to verify. We give out a scholarship, a $500 scholarship each year to a university junior or senior or even graduate level who is participating in an American history project that predates 1776. And we have a Facebook page as well as a website page. All of those are in the packets that were handed out. Our registrar, Dr. Steve Pierce, will be happy to accept any inquiries and send you an application. His information is in the handouts that were sent out prior to this meeting, but also will be sent out again, as I understand. And for those of you who wonder why you would want to join Maryland, Maryland is one of the smallest states in the Union. We only have about 8 million acres, large, but we were the first state with the Religious Freedom Act of 1649. We are the one who donated land to make the nation's capital. We supported the revolution with thousands of our men going off to fight with Washington and New York, and then eventually serving in every battle from the north down to the south. There's a recent publication, Washington's Immortals, and they speak of the Maryland regiments that were used by Washington in the key spots of the battle. We were also instrumental with the saving of the nation in 1814 during what we call the Second Revolution, the Second War of Independence. When the Capitol was burnt, Baltimore saved the nation by preventing the British from advancing into Baltimore. And we now have the national anthem and its birthplace at Fort McHenry. So we look forward to anyone who is interested in joining us. We would welcome any inquiries, and we will be happy to assist you with any information you may need, especially if you're still working on that ancestor to prove the lineage. We have a lot of resources here. I'm a resident of Maryland, born and bred, and happy to help anyone who inquires. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Christo. Our next organization is the National Society Daughters of American Colonists, being presented by Melanie Platt. Ms. Platt.
Of the American colonists, I hope to pique your interest today in our society workings. The National President's Project is the repair of the 10-bell chimes of the Carillon in the Mayflower Meeting House Visitor Center, Plymouth, Massachusetts. DAC has a variety of sources to promote our society. We have a national website, a magazine, the Colonial Courier, and a yearbook. You might ask, what does DAC do? We contribute to the American Indian Scholarship RAIN program at the University of North Dakota. We support the College of the Ozarks in Missouri with education expenses. Colonial and Genealogical Records Committee gathers original and unpublished records of the colonial period in order to share ancestry research with everyone. Golden Acorns are younger members of DAC who serve in many capacities and are our pages. They host a luncheon during the General Assembly to encourage donations that go towards the Fisher House charity. National Awards Committee recognizes JROTC, ROTC, and any groups and individuals in the community who demonstrate courage, leadership, educational, community service, or patriotic service. From its early day, DAC has evidenced concern and support for the nation's military personnel and needs of returning veterans through Veteran Services Committee activity. Donations, awards, and support are given to the U.S. military academies and U.S. Naval Air Training Station, Corpus Christi, Texas. Donations go to the Cathedral of the Pines, Bugles Across America, DC Firefighters Association, Yellow Ribbon Fund, Yorktown Day Association, NSCAC, Cape Henry Commemoration, and many others. We are the Friendly Society.
Thank you, Ms. Platt. And as a veteran myself, I appreciate your society's focus on veterans.
Thank you.
Our next organization is the Order of the First Families of Maine, being presented by Sumner Honeywell. Mr. Honeywell. Mr. Honeywell is. Madam President, do you see him?
No, I do not, sir.
Okay, then we'll move on. If you see him, let me know and we'll jump back to him.
Thank you.
Our next organization is the Society of the Descendants of Washington's Army at Valley Forge, being presented by Susan Meir. Ms. Meir.
She is not here.
Okay. Okay. Then we'll move on. Our next organization is Lake Ontario Designs, being presented by Jan Jean-Pierre.
Hello, thank you. My name is Jan Jean-Pierre, and I am the owner of Lake Ontario Design, which is a small web design business located in Wilson, New York. I develop websites for small businesses, individuals, festivals, campaigns, and I specialize in organizations. Because I am a member of several lineage societies, I have a unique insight and passion for nonprofit organizations. I am currently the national chair of DAR's VIS committee, and I am one of 3 people who maintain DAR's extensive website. I have developed and maintained websites for several organizations, including Descendants of American Farmers, and I just wanted to stop by and say hello, introduce myself, and if you or someone you know might be in the need for website services or assistance, please contact me, as I would be happy to talk with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Jean-Pierre. Our next organization is the Ohio Genealogical Society, being presented by Marlene Applegate. Ms. Applegate.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Martin, and sharing of our societies. I'm here as a representative of the Ohio Genealogical Society, which was founded in August of 1959 in Mansfield, Richland County, Ohio, where our main office and library was located until about 12 years ago, at which time it relocated to Belleville, Richland County, Ohio. We have annual membership of $30 per year and a joint membership, which is 2 individuals in the same household for $45. We have nearly 5,000 members to the organization itself. OGS, as it's commonly referred to, has 5 lineage societies. We have the Society of First Families, or Families of the Northwest Territory, SFONT. which your ancestor must have resided in any area of the Northwest Territory prior to Ohio statehood of March 3rd, 1803. We have First Families of Ohio. Your ancestor must have been a resident of Ohio before December 31st, 1820. Settlers and Builders of Ohio, a resident between January of 1821 to December of 1860. Century Families of Ohio, resident of Ohio between January 1861 to 100 years prior to the application submission. For this year, it would be December of 1921. And then our last one is the Society of Civil War Families of Ohio. This is the only one that we allow collateral applications on. Either a direct or collateral relative of any person with Ohio ties that served in the Civil War. All lineage societies have an application fee of $40 for the initial application and $10 for any supplemental application by the same individual. To apply to any of our lineage societies, you must be a current member of OGS. We do have an exception for the SFONT, which is the Northwest Territories. If you are a non-member of OGS, you have an application fee of $60. All lineage applications must be postmarked by December 31st to be considered for recognition at our annual conference held each spring, usually in April. The lineage societies, all applications must be completely filled out. This includes both the male and female lines, and it must have complete source-cited documents, as well as a pedigree chart that shows every individual included on the application. The certificates and pins are awarded each year at the conference, and if you're unable to attend, they are mailed to you via USPS after the conclusion of the conference. Any other questions or concerns, you can refer to the OGS website, www.ogs.org. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ms. Applegate.
Glenn, hate to interrupt you, but Sumner has joined us.
Oh, very well. Thank you. Our next organization is the Order of the First Families of Maine, being presented by Sumner Honeywell. Mr. Honeywell. Is he muted?
He texted, said he was on.
And let me look somewhere else, please. Hold.
I think he's on as a participant, not as a presenter.
Let me look, please. I'll find him.
I've promoted him to panelist.
Thank you.
Mr. Honeywell.
Give him just. Let's give us-
Yes, sir.
Very good. Yes, I've always been here. Thank you for inviting me. The Order of the First Families of Maine was founded about 20 years ago. Membership includes men and women who are over the age of 18, and they are lineal descendants of anybody who resided in, they own land in, or they were a chief proprietor of a business in Maine between 1604 and 1652. Some of you may not know that the Mayflowers in their nascent territory down in Plymouth actually had a trading post up in Maine. And so some of the Mayflower passengers are eligible. So that includes William Bradford, William Brewster, John Howland, Miles Standish, and Edward Winslow. So all of those Mayflower folks would qualify you as a member of First Families of Maine. Also includes the people who settled in Arcadia. So those people who settled in the French portions of Maine. We have a handful of people that have French ancestry. Membership is granted by the President General, who is Nikki Birch. You will get her email address on the packet that Janice Sue will be sending out. If you're curious about whether or not your ancestor qualifies, I suggest you purchase this book. It's also on Ancestry. It's brilliant. This also will work for New Hampshire, the Genealogical Dictionary of Maine and New Hampshire. Everyone should have a copy of this. Everyone should have a copy. We donate money to the Maine Historical Society every year to pay for their ancestry license. And this also gives us access to the members only section of the Maine Historical Society. We've also donated to Maine's first ship. If you don't know, in 1607, the pinnace Sagadahoc, Virginia, the Sagadahoc, was created on the coast of Maine, was sailed across the Atlantic more than once. As Sherry Worrell had mentioned, we have a tea with the Order of the First Families of New Hampshire at the Army Navy Club in April, and we have a guest speaker at that time. Our membership cost is $240, which is a lifetime membership. Our insignia is made by, and I think that does it for the First Families of Maine.
Thank you, Mr. Honeywell. Thank you for making sure that we were able to hear from you today. Our next organization is the Youth National Society, Descendants of American Farmers, being presented by Maureen Tipton. Ms. Tipton.
Hi, I'm Maureen Tipton. I'm the National Society Descendants of the American Farmers National Curator, but most importantly, the National Youth Director. Youth membership is from birth through 18 with a one-time application fee of $150. When the individual turns 18, we encourage them to join the Adult Society for an additional fee of $150. George Washington once stated, "Agriculture is the most healthful, most youthful, and most noble employment of man. It is important that we carry this knowledge forward to the youth of our country." Farming is an overlooked industry with incredible potential. Farmers are stewards of the land. Finding ways to teach our youth helps develop an understanding about how food is grown and how farmers take care of their animals, the land, and provide food. They need to recognize their forefathers who built this land and nourished this nation. As youth director, I create quarterly newsletters geared to the various ages of our youth members. We are hoping to grow membership and have the members work with their adult mentors to connect with the opportunities in their area and to interact with local farmers. They can join in food festivals, country fairs, farmers markets, pick farms, or farm visits. It is important that we teach children about agriculture and help them understand that food doesn't magically appear on the grocery store shelves and that our farms should be protected. Our mission is to identify and honor the memory of our ancestors who were American farmers and keep that passion alive. Please consider having your children, your grandchildren, nieces and nephews join in this passion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Tipton. Our next organization is the National Society Descendants of American Farmers, your host for today's activities. And that is being presented by Davina Lippman. Ms. Lippman.
Thank you, Glenn. As you know, a big percentage of Americans have farmer ancestors, and that is the best part of our society. We can honor these special Americans who've contributed so much to our country. And our years are 1776 to 1914. Our purpose, agricultural scholarships. In 2 and 1/3 years, we have awarded $36,000 to 20 agricultural students across the United States. 60% of our one-time $300 fee goes to scholarships. 100% of our supplements goes to agricultural scholarships. We give farm recognition certificates to our present-day farmers, and our members can give these at no cost to them, thanking our farmers for their years of service and for their generations in farming. We know everyone is extra busy nowadays, so we have no state societies, we have no chapters, and instead we have amazing ambassadors who plan farm tours and whatever they think members will enjoy. We are extra proud of our website, nsdoa.com, and we have photos of our ancestor farmers special section. We've had informative Zooms, California liqueurs, Vermont Shepherd cheese, New York apple orchard, and Bill Ritchie and the Alien. It's very heartwarming recognizing our American farmers and be a part of our celebration. The possibilities of our society are truly unlimited. We're stress-free. Call us. We love visiting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lippman. And you forgot the great earthworm lecture we were we were honored to have.
It was fun.
That was one of my favorites.
Yes.
Our last organization is a brand new one, Farmerettes, the Farmerettes, and that is being presented by Kate Sklikas. I'm sorry if I messed that up, Kate. Ms. Sklikas.
You did a great job, Glenn. Thank you. I'm going to talk a little bit about Farmerettes. It's a portion, a unit of the National Society of Descendants of American Farmers. And what we are doing, we were founded July 5th of this year, so we've been in existence all of 12 days. We are not a separate lineage society, we're just a unit of farmers. We are gathering information about the women who served in the Women's Land Army during World War I and World War II. And a month ago, I had no idea that such a thing existed or who these people were. We are using resources such as the Smithsonian Magazine article in May of 2009. And we are using this book, Fruits of Victory by Elaine Weiss. And it's a marvelous encyclopedia of information about the women who served in that Women's Land Army. We are creating a database of women. Some articles say there are 15,000 to 400,000 women who served. There is no federal or state list of the women who served because the Women's Land Army existed only for a portion of our history, 2 to 3 years total, 1917 to 1919 and 1942 to 1945. No lists. But the Women's Land Army was started by suffragettes who were extraordinarily organized women. So I know there's lists out there and we're looking for those ladies. At the moment, we have 630 farmerettes names. We have contacted 28 states asking, where are the women? My oldest son says we need an intern to dig into the files because as a former librarian, I can tell you, the files are there somewhere, even if they're not cataloged. Those of you who've enjoyed Indiana Jones movies can already see in your head that federal warehouse full of dusty boxes. If you'd like to help us look for the farmerettes, we'd be delighted to have your assistance. Please contact Jannie Sue at the Descendants of American Farmers. And thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Ms. Sklikas. And Madam President National, I see that Susan Muir has joined us as a presenter. So I'd like to introduce our final organization for the day, Society of the Descendants of Washington's Army at Valley Forge.
And Glenn, would you please ask and see if we have anyone else that is going to be speaking today?
Okay.
After Susan.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. And that is being presented by Susan Muir. Ms. Muir.
Hello and welcome. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Ms. Regal, for allowing me to pop in on the end due to my schedule. But I'm Susan Gillette Muir. I'm the Commander-in-Chief for the Society of the Descendants of Washington's Army at Valley Forge. What a long name. So we refer to ourselves as DVF, Descendants of Valley Forge. And that's exactly what our members are. We have patriots that were at Valley Forge during the encampment at Valley Forge of the Continental Army of the Revolutionary War. If you have an ancestor that was a patriot anytime between that December 19th, 1777 and June 19th, 1778, who encamped at Valley Forge with General George Washington, you can be in our group. We've made it easier than ever to join because we now have an all electronic process. Please visit our website at www.valleyforgesociety.com and it'll give you the application and the application checklist. We even accept proven information from DAR, SAR applications, Mayflower applications. There's a huge list on our website. So we normally get about 20 new members a year. This year, we had 252 new members. We're a small group, but we are mighty and growing. We have one annual gathering a year, and that's our 3-day encampment in June at the Valley Forge National Historical Park, which is behind me here. And that meeting, we ask you to bring your families, and we tour Philadelphia, and we have a lot of fun celebrating our heritage and honoring those patriots that served at Valley Forge during that time period. We give away scholarships to our members. We have competitions for our members, the younger members. It's really just a friendly group for men and women, but we are excited to say thank you for serving to those patriots that are at Valley Forge. So one more time, please check out our website at www.valleyforgesociety.com. It will have a link to the Valley Forge muster roll, which is run by the park. And that is not an all-inclusive list, but it's a good place to start to check out if your patriot from the Revolutionary War was at Valley Forge. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Muir. And Madam President National, before I turn it over to you, I'd like to open the floor to any other society representatives who might wish to present their society or organization. Please, I don't know how you want to do it. If you could put a Q&A into the...
Yes. Do we have anyone that we have missed? All right. I thought I saw a gentleman that I did not recognize. I'm going to attempt to change something. I'm going to try and let our attendees come in and talk. I have not done this before, so let's try and let's see if we can open this up to some of the attendees. Are there any attendees that would like to ask questions if you just don't trip on the others? Do we have any questions from attendees? Okay, I've opened up talking. Go ahead. Covert, please. I'm going to just go ahead and let you talk.
Hey, Janice Sue.
Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Sumner Honeywell.
Yes, sir.
There was a question about what book which is good for the descendants of Maine and New Hampshire. It's called Genealogical Dictionary of Maine and New Hampshire by Noyes, Libby, and Davis.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I have unmuted a lot of you. So if those of you who I've unmuted would like to talk, I see Mary Lou Gehring that you have your hand up.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, I appreciate all these people coming, and I now have 10 societies checked off that I've already checked, and my ancestor is already on their list, and I know how to get to him. Hey, and you know, that's a huge thing because I don't do genealogy. So I'm real excited about doing this, and thank you for having these people come and talk, because my Huguenot, Nicholas Martel, puts me into a lot of these groups, and I know how to get to him because he's my Colonial Dames patriot. So thank you for all these ladies and gentlemen that came and spoke today.
Thank you so much. Would anyone else like to speak? You don't have...
If I could, I would just like to say I appreciate all of the work that Janice Sue and Davina put into this, because they have been working on this now for several months diligently. Yes, clap for them. They did a tremendous job. Thank you all so much. What a wonderful idea. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, everyone. If you want any more questions, if you want to speak, I have released, let's see, we've got MK Covert, please talk. You have your hand up.
Yeah, I didn't have anything. I elected to remain muted, so I'm sorry. No, I think this has been wonderful and it's been fabulous, and I've learned a lot. Thank you all so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. If there are any additional questions, raise your hand. I will quickly unmute you and leave you. Oh, I see some. Okay, Stacy, go ahead and talk.
Thank you. I was just inquiring as to whether or not this recording was going to be on the Facebook page, or where can we find the recording of this, because I missed the first couple of presenters. And I also wanted to say thank you very much. Y'all did a great job.
You are so welcome. It will be sent, the YouTube will be sent to all attendees' emails which you registered under. Wonderful. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. If you don't get it, send me an email at my personal email, jennisue@gmail.com, and just title it YouTube SOS.
Oh, thank you.
YouTube SOS. This is, I had not planned on doing this opening with the attendees, but I think it's going to work out just fine if the participating societies don't have a problem with it. Are you all okay with it? Okay, yeah, got some heads nodding. All right, let's see. Anyone else want to talk? Well, with hearing none. Oh, here they come. Jack
Hello.
Blair, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you, Janice Sue, for your diligent work with this. I know it's a challenge to put it all together. And I think Gail Cohn, she seems to be part of a few groups, and namely, I'm interested in joining the teacher organization because I come from a lot of teachers. My aunts are all teachers, and my mama was a retired teacher, and they have some union ancestors who were teachers. Anyway, I was just kind of excited about that, and then also the descendants of what do you say, the descendants of Washington's Army at Valley Forge, the D, what is it, the DAVF, yes. Yes, I look forward to presenting my application soon to you, Susan, your group, right? Is that who spoke?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, Susan, for your sharing what you did. And yeah, just really grateful that this is, Ann Henninger, did she talk about the Quakers?
She did.
Okay, great. Yeah, I have a lot of supplementals I need to file, and they're all in the same family. I think I joined into the last ones that are buried here in Texas. Do you have, I mean, is that normally the case with these Quakers? I mean, they kept such good records.
Yes, we do accept supplemental applications, and what's nice is if they're all connected together, you need only send in one set of proofs, as long as they all tie in with one another. And Linda Wingstrom, who is our National Enquirer, does a very good job of turning them around very quickly.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
Well, that's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again.
Thank you. Thank you. If there are no more questions, I would like to acknowledge the behind the scenes individuals for this. So if I call your name, would you please make certain that we can spotlight you? So let's call, first of all, Cynthia Bixby. Would you please make certain that we can see you? Okay. Cynthia, thank you so much for everything. Could somebody please spotlight Cynthia?
You're welcome.
Okay. And Bev Sheely, let's spotlight Bev. Bev's been back there helping all of us, so you can all see her. Bev, where are you? Go ahead and put yourself on, please, Bev.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying, but I don't think I'm able to.
All right, well,
That's
we'll be
okay.
able to find you in a moment, Bev.
Thank you, though.
Okay. Janet Walker, I want to thank you. Janet helped us immensely. Janet came on one night and spent 2 hours with us getting this all organized. And she was the front runner of the societies to do this. So thank you, Janet. We appreciate you.
Glad to do it.
Okay, and Jolie Potts has been the one who rang the bells for your 2 minute. I am impressed. I am so impressed that no one went over the 2 minutes. That is impressive. And Sue Fitzpatrick, where are you? I want to acknowledge you for being a standby, for also ringing the bell for the 2-minute. Where are you, Sue? Okay, Sue, you're somewhere. I'm going to find you. See if we can't find her. These people really do deserve to be acknowledged for all that they do. Okay, Sue, you should be able to be seen and heard. Sue. All right, and Sue, when you come on, I'm going to spotlight you. And last but not least, I would like to thank Davina for helping with setting up SOS. This has been a few months and a true labor of love. So Davina, kudos, thank you, thank you. Before we have our ending prayer, I'm going to say a couple of more things. Glenn Martin, I'm going to let you do the toast. You always do such a great toast. So let's toast to all of these people who are here and our magnificent panelists.
Thank you, Madam President National. Today, we have had the pleasure of learning about an incredible variety of orders and societies, representing and honoring a plethora of ancestral origins and occupations. The only thing more overwhelming than the list of genealogical organizations about which we've just learned is the kindness and friendliness of the women and men who make them up. Thank you to each and every presenter for being here today to share your societies with us. And thank you to our literally hundreds of attendees. So I was watching the numbers and it was hovering about 250, just absolutely amazing. On behalf of the officers and members of the National Society Descendants of American Farmers, I wish all of you continued good health, and may our societies have many more years of success and joyous camaraderie. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
And our closing prayer, Sandy, please. And then after that, I will give you the date for September. Thank you, Sandy.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, we have felt your hand in all that was accomplished this day. Give us faith to continue to do the work described in our individual mission statements. May we as members of these wonderful organizations never lose sight of our goals of service to you and this country. In your most holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. We look forward to seeing all of you at some of the other Zooms that we have planned, but welcome you to the September 12th, sharing our societies. Please send us your comments. I am going to put up a poll right now so that you can all see them. And we're launching the polls, and this is for both the panelists and the attendees, where you can all vote on some of the things that we have done. So this is will help us, and I appreciate all of you for taking the time to vote. Oh my goodness, you're all voting good. So see if we've got all of them. I tried to do 5 polls, but maybe I didn't get them all done. Perfect. With that, I wish you all a pleasant weekend, a safe and prosperous summer, and look forward to seeing you all in another Zoom. Bye.
Thank you.
Farmer hugs, farmer kisses, farmer smiles.
Thank you all. Goodbye.
Can't pass that one up. Can never pass that one up. Bye. Thank you, Glenn.
My pleasure. Well, I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm going to leave that poll up a few more moments.